Yo, what is up, guys? It's Sunday. Today is the 5th of May, 2019. My brain just died there for a second. So thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. And yeah, I just came down, just got into the office here. I was going to do this from home, but man, yeah, so some big news today about the Chinese and American trade deal falling apart. So this could be really big, man, because Trump and the market's been pumping for months now. The S&P 500. If you've been following me, if you've been following my trades, if you're in my group, if you're in my managed account, you definitely know. And the thing is, you know, we keep getting news and leaks about an optimism and a resolution and everybody being happy, and then, you know, it's pretty standard Trump style, you know, the rug gets pulled out and shit hits the fan, and here we are. So it's going to be an interesting market open, to say the least. And by the way, let me get this out of the way. If this is the first time you're seeing me, if you're following me on Instagram, maybe you saw some of my ads or stumbled across my YouTube, thanks for watching, man. I really, really appreciate you. You know, we have an amazing Forex trading group. Well, we trade Forex, we trade commodities, oil, gold, silver sometimes, and we also trade indices. But thanks for watching, and I've created a group, and the vibe in there is incredible, man. Everybody's super positive, and just when I was learning how to trade, before I found a mentor, I was going from signal group to multi-level marketing thing, you know what I mean? And it turns out nobody's actually trading, and it just all seemed like such a big scam. So I became determined to teach myself and learn, and I learned pretty much the hard way, and until I found a mentor that was willing to help me. And so once that happened, I was like, man, I'm gonna make a group of my own where it's actually like a good vibe. It's not just somebody flexing in a Lambo and then it turns out that they're just not even actually a real trader. Like, they're just getting an affiliate commission from you joining their signal group or joining their broker or whatever. So that is not us, man. So I have a training program. But we are so much more than that, man. We have it's a community, and look, it's hard to beat the markets. It's hard to beat the markets in a group, but it's way easier to do it with a good group behind you. So if you're into that, click the links in the bio. I really appreciate you. Let's get into the action. Like, I had a trading plan. A lot of it's gonna go hand in hand with, you know, what I posted on Instagram and my stories and stuff. So I talked about buying the yen, and that hasn't traded. That actually becomes an even better plan now. I'm really excited about this week. Volatility's picking up, man. We got a lot to look forward to, a lot more profits, and just a lot more action. So this kind of news is going to be big, man, and but we have to be careful not to get too ahead of ourselves. And I'm talking to myself here for sure, because something like this happens and I'm like, oh man, like, I want to get in on it. You know, I already have quite a few positions, but it's going to be good for me to be patient and see how it pans out. So if you're in my VIP group, I shared these tweets, and I shared these news articles. Trade deal, Trump says 10% Chinese tariff rising to 25% on Friday, and another $325 billion in goods to be taxed. So this is a big deal. And you know, guess who's paying these taxes and stuff too. So but this is a great article on Zero Hedge, and just to underscore his point, Trump also threatened to impose 25% on tariffs on an additional 325 billion of Chinese goods shortly. So, you know, this, yeah. So who knows how this is going to affect the market, and it might not affect it at all, but I have a feeling that everybody's been positioning themselves. Now let me pull up my charts here. Everybody's been positioning themselves for this trade deal to go through, and now, you know, a huge roadblock. This could be big. So I'm super excited about this opportunity. And I'm super excited to share it with you. So let's just focus in this video. What we're going to focus on, and I hope you stick around for all of it, is how, like, when I get a news, when I get some sort of news headline. I don't know, my brain died there for a second. When this kind of news comes across, you know, and you know, you're as plugged in to the markets as I am, you know, I'm pretty dialed in. At least right now, I feel like I'm have a good pulse in the market. And so when something like this comes through, it's like, man, how's this going to play out? You know, this is my oil chart. It looks very, very good. Where these levels we are at now, and if we just follow through in this descending triangle, on Friday, I went over this. It's on my YouTube channel. Check out my last video if you're interested in oil. And I've also shared these charts on my Instagram page. But what I think is going to be the biggest, well, here's the S&P 500. And so this is a result of all the pumping of the market that's been going on for months now. I mean, this is it. Let's go on just a weekly chart so you can see. This to about 2,600 was the trade deal. So this falling apart. Now, man, I'd love to say that I know how this is going to play out now, but I can't say that. But what I can say is that this forward momentum, you know, with all this uncertainty all of a sudden, and all these taxes and tariffs on all these goods, I don't see how this thing can keep pumping up higher. So I'm not gonna. I don't want to say this is going to be the thing to turn it around, because I've been saying that for months. But it is going to turn around for sure, and this could be the thing that makes it turn around. For, you know, like, and let's go to the 4 hour. We had, I mean, I'm going to actually pause this, share it with my group. And now, like I've been talking about with I mentioned it on my Instagram. I've been talking about it on my videos, and I got short on dollar yen on Friday. We got an excellent trade in the VIP group following the NFP news. Now it's going to be interesting to see how this affects the dollar. And I'm not going to claim to. Like I said, we're going to have to watch to see how it starts panning out for sure. But if we get some more yen, I can say is I expect this thing to be just ripping. And there's going to be one currency that's really going to suffer from this whole thing. And I'm about to go into that after I talk about this downside we have on dollar yen. And clearly we are in some negative territory here, breaking down on multiple levels. We have some nice fanning trend lines going on. If you are in my training academy, I teach this method. It's very, very, very effective. And I feel like, man, we have some good targets here. And if we can get past this support, basically the 23.6 that we're sitting on now, you know, definitely going to be looking for 110 as a target. And you know, this has some good momentum. The S&P goes, these trade negotiations are, you know, it's hit the fan. So investors are going to be pulling out of all these investments and then going into the safe havens such as yen and also franc. Let's see, got those charts shared, but what I think is going to be the biggest suffer, and I'm looking for the best cross to trade this with, is going to be the Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar. And I bet a lot of y'all didn't expect that coming, because let me check this out. Aussie dollar's been weak already. China is Australia's #1 trading partner. These huge tariffs on China is definitely going to hurt Australia. It's definitely going to hurt their economy and weaken their currency significantly. So we get weakness out of the Aussie dollar because of these the trade negotiations, the tariffs pushed against China. We get the S&P breaking down and yen strengthening. I'm going to be looking to short Aussie yen. So let's take a look. And it was already breaking down. So the problem is here. Dude, look at this thing. We got huge divergence. The 4-hour. Let's see how it looks on the daily RSI. And you know, we're pretty low on this daily RSI. So the thing is, what I want to happen is I want to get a good rally here to sell. And man, I don't know, but I think getting an entry on here is going to be pretty important. And this is the problem, though. So I know I want to sell Aussie dollars. Japanese yen's looking pretty maxed out. Well, let's look at Aussie dollar, Aussie US dollar. And this looks like a good setup. Ooh, man. So if we get this, don't forget, the dollar is a safe haven currency as well. So this type of event, you know, could strengthen the dollar. It could weaken it as well, based on how the market digests this news. And this looks like potential double bottom here for sure. But all this, the thing is, technical analysis, I am definitely a technician. When it comes to trading, you know, I'm all about the technical analysis, but you get these fundamental news events, and that's why it's so important. And I teach this in my training, who to follow, how to stay plugged in, what's going on with the news, what it all means. You know, it's important to have this type of knowledge. So this looks like, you know, we're in a huge downtrend for, just breakdown, and we're starting to get some move to the upside. But now we get some news like this, and boy, this little setup here against this trend line looks pretty on point. And yeah, it looks good. So I will be looking to take this trade big time. It's just like, how's the market going to gap when it opens off these news? And that happens in 40 minutes, by the way. And this is going out to my VIP group for them to keep. Another advantage of being in my group. So Aussie looks good. Let's see where, and you know, we've really worked off this oversold conditions on the RSI, and which could create more room for some downside movement. So Aussie, US dollar, and then you know what? They're not always the same, but this could affect the New Zealand dollar as well, just because of their global region. And man, so it's going to be a great week. I can tell you that much. if everything comes to pass, you know what I'm saying? So you never know if it will or not. So like him or hate Donald Trump, he creates movement in the market. Sure, it's super manipulated, but movement in the market creates opportunity, and I like opportunity in the market. You know, so that's what I am looking for in the market is opportunity, and that's what I keep in mind when I'm going to the voting booth. So I like to say I'm not a Democrat, I'm not a Republican, I am an entrepreneur. So I mean, but you know, I'm pretty liberal when it comes to like social issues and that kind of thing. But we won't get into that stuff. So Kiwi dollar looks solid here. It's going to be an exciting week. Now, lastly, what I want to talk about is, well, let's just get into this could really affect dollar Swiss franc too, and this could be the catalyst to bring this franc lower. And it's got some good downside momentum here. I mean, it's just kind of started this reversal. And, well, this is the chart I had from last week. Sorry, I hope that didn't get too in the way. And well, not much has changed, but this could be the catalyst. I would love to see us break back inside here, confirm that this is a false breakout, and then get some serious downside momentum. I'm pumped. If you all can't tell, I'm fired up on this one. So God, let's crush it this week. Let's crush it this week. Hope y'all, and I mean, dude, we killed it last week. We're having a great time. So now it's just whether or not the where we are on the dollar index. If this is gonna strengthen the dollar enough for it to break out higher, or if it's going to be the catalyst for it to push lower. I'm actually going to share this chart on my Twitter. If you're not on my Twitter, I'm active on all across the board. And if you want to be active with me and follow me and learn from me, you know, follow my Twitter Ronin Forex group. All right, so I paused that real quick to share that to my Twitter page so y'all wouldn't have to wait. And so this is the last thing I'd like to point out here. Dollar index, false breakout, and then rejection on Friday. Big, ugly, bearish candle here on the daily. But, excuse me. But look where we're at. If you're out there for my group, Dominic, giving you a shout out, my brother. I know you love my X marks the spot trade. And look where we're going on this dollar index. In this nice little sweet spot here. So this could be the catalyst to push the dollar index and help it to break out. If this, hey, maybe this news doesn't do anything. Who knows? But it is something to speculate about, and it's more exciting for sure. And let's just be real. I think it is gonna have a big effect on the market. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned a lot from it. If you're in my group already, Man, I thank you. Thank you for being a part of our movement. It's definitely more than just me mentoring people. It's way more than me. I even hate calling it signals. I mean, we're not even doing that. I'm sending trade setups to help you all learn. And if you take advantage of it that way, that's exactly what's going to happen. It just takes some time. So let's have an amazing week. And if you're just seeing me for the first time, or you're just like, who is this guy? What's this all about? Is this for real? Dude, I am for real. I eat, breathe, and sleep this stuff, man, 24/7. Just stick around my group for any amount of time, and you will know that, you know. So it's all on you. You are the one pressing the buy button, and you're the one pressing the sell button. Take responsibility for your trades and stuff, and just don't give up. I don't know how else to say that. I don't even know where that's coming from, but I'm just talking 100% purely from my own experience. You know, there's plenty of times where I want to give up, or I don't want to get out of bed, and I don't want to look at my phone, but I'm committed to this thing. And if you want to change your life, if this is the vehicle, you know, to do it, if you're willing to put in the work, man. I'm here, the office where I have an office and for Ronin Capital, and which is my managed account, my fund, where if you want me to trade for you, I am happy to do that. And we have some great incentives and opening a new account for that as well. So message me if you're interested. But the thing is, if you want to do this, you can do this. I am no different than you. I swear to God, I'm definitely just a dude that got desperate enough that wanted to change his life. And if you feel like you're at that place, I want you to be a part of my group, because I have been there. That's the thing. I've been there. I'm still there. I hadn't gotten to where I want to go, that's for sure. But man, I appreciate you. If you made it this far in the video as well, that's how I'd like to close it. I, for real, appreciate you, appreciate your support. Even if you haven't joined my group, if you haven't bought from me, if you're just curious, I'm glad you're watching this and you care enough about yourself to actually want to do something different and want to make a better life for you and your family. And that's what it's all about. And that's what I'm trying to do. So let's have an amazing week, traders. Let's get it. Let's crush it. LGI. That's my new plan. LGI. Let's get it. So if you all can get on board with that, let's fucking get it. All right, everybody. Peace.